Hi guys, it's Lynn here. I hope everyone is keeping really safe and healthy. Now this is just a very quick video because I'm in the middle of going through all the little spring jobs that I need to do now. Spring is here in the polytunnel and I made a video only the other day on spring jobs to do with your cacti and succulents, and I mentioned that I'm going to be starting up to water some of the very shriveled cacti, as you can see here, that are sort of in desperate need of a good drink. And what I do to start them up with is I start them up now with a tomato feed fertilizer. Now I've made probably about 2 or 3 videos on how to and why I use tomato fertilizer to feed my cacti and succulent plants, and I also have made a video on how I actually feed them with the tomato feed. And so rather than explain it all over again in here, I'm going to link up 2 of them videos on how I actually do it and the measurements, and also the other type of fertilizers I like to use on my cacti and succulents. So do check them videos out, guys. Links will be up above and also at the end or at the end of this video as well, so do check that out. But this is just a little talk on why I like to use tomato fertilizer. And the reason being, I'm not going mad, guys. I know I have cacti and I don't have tomatoes, but personally, in my experience, I've been using now tomato feed that was recommended to me for my cacti and succulent plants probably about 5 or 6 years ago from the Cactus Society, the British Cactus and Succulent Society. A lot of them were using it and having great success. And the reason being is it's high in potassium. And obviously tomatoes need to flower a lot to produce tomatoes, the fruits. And they were doing a bit of an experiment on their cacti, and they found that not only did the cacti flower more readily, but also the plants themselves really improved in health. So I sort of took their tip and I used the one they recommended, which is MaxiCrop, and I have to say, very happy with it. And I have quite a few in flower, but this is mainly all from the winter. These are still left from the winter flowering cacti and succulents here, and I go into a lot more detail on how I fertilize them with this and the reasons why and all that, so do check the other 2 videos out. This is just a quick video on why I like to use tomato fertilizer, because it's high in potassium and it also helps to strengthen up the plants. I personally find the immune system. Now I use this with every 3rd to 4th watering that I give them. Again, I explain that more in the other video. And normally when I start the cacti up after the winter rest, which I'll go into a lot more detail when I actually go and water all these for the first time here, I'm going to go into a bit more detail on watering them as well, because it depends on many different things. It can still be a little bit early in the year depending on your climate and if where you're growing them, obviously, in the world. But with this, I'm going to be starting them up with the MaxiCrop fertilizer, and this will help to give them a kickstart to produce buds. Now this time of year it's quite normal to see signs of buds coming up on your cacti. We do have a few already. It's still sort of middle of March, so it's a bit early. Some buds coming up on there as well, and a couple of our astros as well, which is very exciting on there also, so good to see, and signs of buds as well. But obviously giving them the fertilizer, the tomato feed, really gives them a booster and starts them up for the year. So I highly recommend that. And you can use any type of good quality tomato fertilizer. Levington's is also very good. This one is MaxiCrop. I normally like to use the organic one, but it's not always easy to get. But if you're interested in this particular tomato fertilizer, both this one and the organic one, I'll put links down below in the about section on how to purchase if you're interested in it. But as I say, any good quality tomato feed. And I just want to mention, as I mentioned more in the tomato feed video, is that you only need to use it at half the strength that they recommend for tomatoes, because if you use it at the full strength, it can encourage leggy growth on your cacti and succulents, and leggy growth is not good. So you only want to use it half the strength. This case with a MaxiCrop, it's 10 millilitres per, which is 1 capful per 3 litres of water. So I would only use 5 millilitres per 3 litres of water. So that's what I do with that. So obviously different types of brands of tomato feed have completely different strengths and completely different measurements. So whatever it says for tomatoes, all you need to do is remember to just half the strength with your cacti and succulents. And as I say, it really depends on how often you water, but from spring until sort of late summer, I will fertilise them probably with every 4th watering, and then every sort of 2nd to 3rd watering I will then use the normal cactus feed, as in that case I like to use a mixture of baby bio, general houseplant fertiliser, and a special cactus feed that we use from Ulic Cactine, which I can talk about in a future video. But guys, I hope you found that useful. So yeah, do you think that's balmy, using tomato feed to fertilise your cacti and succulents? But I can guarantee you guys, it really does work, and very, very good success with it. So just want to share that little tip, and do check the other videos out I've made where I actually show you how I make the mixture up and everything like that, guys. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I want to send you loads of love. Yep, if you want to know a little bit more on how to grow cacti and succulents, including how to get your cacti and succulents to flower, then do check a video I've made already on how to get your cacti and succulents to flower. Links up above. And also do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. And if you haven't done already, please do subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell. Ding ding. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power from across the Emerald Isle. And until the next video, bye. Go and grab yourself some tomato feed and get feeding your cacti and succulents, guys.